Welcome once again, my friends, and thank you for stopping by to listen to an old storyteller. Today we have a story from Romania, and the title of this story is Twopence Halfpenny. There were 3 brothers. The 3 were going on the road to seek for work. Night came upon them. They knew not where to go to get lodgings. It was night. They were traveling through a wood on an old road. They saw a small light, and they came to a cottage. They were hungry and tired. The door was open. They saw a table with food upon it. Said the eldest brother, "Go you in." "I'm not going in." "Go in yourself." "Not I, indeed." "You are 2 fools," said Jack, and in he went and sat down at the table and ate his bellyful. The other 2 watched him. They were afraid to enter the house. At last the other 2 went in and sat down and ate. "Now, a little old woman comes." Said the old woman, "I have seen no man here for many years. Whence came ye hither?" "We are seeking for work." "I will find work for you tomorrow." They went to bed. Up they rose in the morning, and there was a great pot on the fire and porridge. That was the food they ate. Now the old woman tells the eldest brother to go into the barn to get the tools, and to go into the wood to fell the trees. He took off his coat. There he is doing the work. There came an old dwarf and asked him who told him to fell the wood. He could not see this little man, so small was he. He looked under his feet. He saw him in the stubble. The old dwarf hit him and beat him until he bled, and there he left them. Now the maid comes with his dinner. The girl went home and told the 2 other brothers to come and carry him home and put him to bed. In the morning the second brother goes to the wood. The eldest brother told him it was a little man who beat him, and the second brother laughed at him. He went off now down to the woods. Here there is something that asks him who told him to fell the trees. He looked around him. He could see nothing. At last he saw him in the stubble. "Be off," he said. The little stranger knocked him to pieces. The little maid came down to him with his dinner, and went home and told the 2 brothers to come and carry him home. The 2 brothers went down and brought him home. Jack laughed at them. "I am going down tomorrow myself." In the morning he went down to the wood. Here he is felling the trees. He hears something. He looked beneath his feet. He saw the little man in the stubble. Jack kicked him. "You had better keep quiet," said the little man. The dwarf hit him. Down went Jack, and the dwarf half killed him. There was Jack lying there now. The maid came with his dinner. Home went the maid, and told the 2 brothers to come and carry him home. "No," said Jack. "Leave me here and go." The 2 brothers went home. Jack was watching him, and the little man crept under a great stone. Up got Jack now, and home he went, and told his 2 brothers to go into the stable and get out 4 horses. They took a strong rope, and the 3 went with the horses and fastened the rope round the stone. They took the horses and pulled it up, and found a well there. "Go ye down," said one. "Not I," said the other. "I am not going down." "I will go down," says Jack. "Fasten this rope and let me down, and when you hear me say, 'Pull up,' pull me up, and when I say, 'Let go,' let me go." Now the 2 brothers fastened him and let him down. Down he went a very little way. The little man beat him. "Pull me up." He goes down again. He forgets the word. "Let me down." He came into a beautiful country, and there he saw the old dwarf. The old dwarf spoke to him. "Since you have come into this country, Jack, I will tell you something now." The old man tells Jack what he is about to do. "You will find 3 castles. In the first one lives a giant with 2 heads," said the old dwarf. "You must fight him. Take the old rusty sword. I will be there with you." "I'm afraid of him." "Go on and have no fear. I will be there with you." Here is Jack at the castle now. He knocked at the door. The servant maid came, and he asked for her master. "He is at home. Do you wish to see him?" "Yes," said Jack. "I want to fight with him." The maid went and told him to come out. "Are you wanting something to eat?" No, said Jack. Come out, and I will fight with you. Come here and choose your sword. Jack chose the old rusty sword. Why do you take that old rusty sword? Take a bright one. Not I. This one will do for me. The twain went out before the door. Off went one head. Spare my life, Jack. I will give you all my money. No. He struck off the other head, and he killed him. Now, this was the Copper Castle, or so they called it. Now Jack goes on to the next, the Silver Castle. A giant with 3 heads lived there. Jack chose the rusty sword and struck 2 heads off. Don't kill me, Jack. Let me live. I will give you the keys of my castle. Not I, said Jack, and off went the other head. Now Jack goes on to the next, the Golden Castle. And there was a giant with 4 heads. Have you come here to fight with me? Yes, said Jack. The giant told him to choose a sword, and he chose the old rusty sword, and out they went. Jack struck off 3 heads. Don't kill me, Jack. I will give you my keys. Yes, I will, said Jack, and off went the other head. Now all the castles and the money and the 3 fair ladies in the 3 castles were his. Off Jack goes now, and the lady with him. He goes back to the Silver Castle and takes that lady. He goes to the Copper Castle and takes that lady. And the 4 went on and came to the place where Jack descended. The old dwarf was there waiting for him. Jack sent the 3 ladies up to his brothers. Now the old dwarf wanted meat. Jack went back to the castle and cooked some meat for him. The old dwarf carried Jack up a bit. The old dwarf stopped. He wanted meat. Jack gave him meat. He went up a bit further. He stopped. He wanted meat. Jack gave him meat. He went up a bit higher. He wanted meat. Jack had none. Now he was a very little way from the surface. He did not know what to do. He drew his knife from his pocket and cut a little meat off his leg and gave it to the old dwarf. Up went Jack. 2 of the ladies and his 2 brothers had gone off, and the eldest brother had taken the fairest lady, and the second brother had taken the other lady, and they had left the ugly lady for Jack. Jack asked her where they had gone. The lady told them, and he hastened after them. He caught them by the church. They were going to get married. The fairest lady looked back and saw Jack. That one's mine, said Jack. Jack took and married her. He left the other lady for his eldest brother to marry. There was only the second brother now, and he took the ugly lady. There are the 3 brothers and the 3 ladies. Now they want to go down to the 3 castles. Jack told the old dwarf to carry them down. I will carry you down. You must give me food as I come down. Yes, said Jack, I will give you plenty of food. I will take you down. He carried them all down, and the old dwarf went along with Jack. Jack put 1 brother and 1 lady in the Copper Castle, and the other brother in the Silver Castle, and Jack went to the Golden Castle. Jack kept the old dwarf all his days. The old dwarf died, and at last Jack grew old himself. There, you've done me. Thank you once again for listening to this story. If you enjoyed this story, please press that like button. Also, please help an old storyteller out by subscribing to my channel. The next story will be posted in a few days, so until then, may your story continue to be a good one.